All right, so what if I were to tell you I don't see anybody who comes to me for help as ever broken? And I know you guys have listened to the show. I know you've probably heard some people come on, they seem so confused, they seem so downtrodden, they feel like everything is kind of overwhelming or they're really struggling, right? I see them as being totally normal, totally healthy. They just have had a lot of lower brain chatter over the years that has kind of kept them in this like complete confused, overwhelmed state. It's not them. Remember we talked about the higher brain, the lower brain? The higher brain is their thinking, right? It's who they really are. It's the person who can see long term. It knows what it wants. But then you've got all that lower brain chatter. It's all repetitive. It's all habitual. It replays the same tapes over and over and over again. Again, watch the Thinking Leads to Eating series, right? They just have always believed that that is them. It's not lower brain. They think if I'm Jane and I hear all this chitter chatter in my head about should be doing this, should be doing that. Oh my gosh, I just messed up. I need to eat and stop eating by 7 o'clock. I need to wait and eat until 12 o'clock. I need to do this. I need to do that. Going back to that last video we just recorded, it was having too much information, right? And then your lower brain is desperately trying to protect you. It's desperately trying to make sure you don't fail at this. So it's making up all these rules and expectations. And honestly, you've got this little chatty Cathy in your head that won't shut up. And it keeps regurgitating the same messages over and over again. So is there really anything wrong with you? No, not at all. That's not even you, right? Like that's how I see it for you. I don't see that as being you. When your lower brain comes in and it wreaks havoc on your day and it convinces you to quit at 3 o'clock or go hit the pantry, that's all self-soothing techniques because you have a severely active lower brain. You're in discomfort all the time. It won't leave you alone, right? But the more that you understand how your thinking is the seeming problem, your thinking is what's causing this whole spiral to happen, then all of a sudden you can go, oh, that's my lower brain again. This is what always trips me up. This is the problem. I don't have to listen to you and believe you. I don't have to get persuaded by you. It takes a lot of time, a lot of awareness. But that's how I see everybody. I see it as the you, the true you, the thinker you, the one that says, I have these things I want to do long term. I want to improve the quality of my life long term. That is who you really are. All that other talking that happens on a daily basis, oh, you had a hard day at work, should have that extra candy. Oh my gosh, we have this deadline, we're feeling all the stress and panic, let's go have some chocolate in the pantry. That's not you. It's just a habitual brain that's doing what a habitual brain does. It doesn't mean anything about you. And when I could see this so clearly for myself, there's Heather, the higher brain, who sees things, wants things, intellectually gets this stuff. But then there's this like little chatty Cathy that just comes in constantly, tries to create rules that I can't sustain, tries to point out all the things I'm doing wrong to help me, right? Tries to see all the possible future problems that I should be avoiding and creates more stress and anxiety. That is not me. That is my habitual survival brain working in overtime, trying to keep me happy, healthy, alive, right? And it's just gumming up the works. And when I could see those two, and that's why, by the way, why I did talk to it out loud when I was focusing on my weight loss, because I realized that voice, wherever that voice was originating from, and at the time, couldn't have had this conversation like I'm having it right now. I didn't understand higher brain, lower brain, and all that. All I knew was there was a voice in my head that constantly led me down the same path of wanting to quit, of feeling like a failure, thinking I was literally going insane because I kept doing the same things over and over again. Now I get it. It was just I was wired completely normally. Higher brain, lower brain's there for survival. It's there to keep me protected. It's there to look for problems to fix, all those kinds of things. And it really wasn't Heather. It's this own entity that lives inside my head. And I don't have to take that on as being who I am. I can separate myself from it. And that's how I see it. When someone comes to me with a problem, it's not them, it's their habit brain. And if I can better understand where it's originating from, I can start to help them see it more clearly, right? So I just want to encourage you, what if you're not broken? What if you're not messed up? What if you're not dysfunctional? What if you don't see it as you've got some kind of addiction or food addict issue? Or what if you just saw it as being like you have these two separate entities existing in your head at the same time, and the one that you keep hearing that you default to, your habit brain, ultimately isn't you, and you don't have to listen to it, and you don't have to take it seriously. And you could start to see it as, this is not me. And that's how that helped me so much. This is not Heather. This voice is not my friend. This voice might mean well, but it doesn't lead me in a good direction. So I'm going to start ignoring it and talking back to it. And like, nope, that's not what we're doing today. That was so helpful. And I really hope this message resonates. I hope it helps. You guys have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.